Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Heyjavonnejay and I'm a California native who moved to Bangkok, Thailand to teach English and immerse myself in Thai culture. And as a teacher, I've actually been getting a lot of DMs lately. I would say a good 80 to 90% of the DMs I receive are regarding teaching. I've made 2 previous videos about teaching in Thailand. The first was a day in the life of video showing you what goes into teaching, and you can kind of see firsthand like what classroom management looks like. And I made another one that was a pros and cons video, so you can kind of weigh your options and see if that's something that would be a good fit for you. But I wanted this one to serve as more of an FAQ, frequently asked questions type video. So if your question is not answered by the end of this video, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer that. All right, let's get started. So the first question I get asked is, do I need a bachelor's degree? And the answer is yes, you do. You don't have to have a degree in English or education. It just has to be a bachelor's degree. It could be in any field. The next question I get asked frequently is, do you need teaching experience? And the answer is no. So one of the best things I think about being able to teach here is that you don't need to have prior experience in teaching. If you do, that's going to open up more doors for you, and I'll get into that later in the video. And that's why they'll also require a 120-hour TEFL certificate. TEFL stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language. There's different variations of the certificate, so you can get the TEFL, TESOL, or CELTA. There's a bunch of resources and websites out there. They do widely range in price. I actually purchased mine on Groupon for $19. When I applied for my school, they did want to see my TEFL certificate, and it was perfectly viable. It is an accredited program. I think the price might have gone up to $21. It's self-guided. Most of them are going to be self-guided. So if you're in school or if you're at work or if you're a parent or whatever, you have an obligation of some sort that you need to focus on, you can still do it at your own pace. So you could finish it as quickly or as slowly as you need to. I finished it in about 2 months. As long as you're consistent with it and make it a part of your routine. After I completed my course, you get a downloadable file of your actual certificate. So here is mine. And as you can see, it just says achieving pass. I'm pretty sure most of them are on a pass, no pass basis. Even schools or agencies that don't require you to have a TEFL certificate, a lot of people want to be teachers to live here in Thailand. You want to be a step above the competition to have that TEFL certificate. Yeah, whether it's required or not, I would still highly recommend doing it. So yeah, I will have that linked in the description below. Another question that I get frequently is, do I need to be a native English speaker? Typically, yes, you do need to be a native English speaker, and they usually only hire citizens that are either from the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia, Ireland, or South Africa. So if you are from outside of those countries, that can disqualify you for many schools. However, there are schools that will accept non-native English speakers. You'll usually see that abbreviated on the application, or the job posting rather, as NNES, which is non-native English speaker, and then native English speaker is going to be NES, but typically they don't get paid as much as native English speakers. So just know that you can get a job if you're not a native English speaker, but in Thailand, typically that is preferred. Another question that I get asked a lot is, do I need to speak Thai? No, you don't. I won't lie. As somebody who, to be honest, I speak what I call tourist Thai. That has not hindered my being able to navigate the classroom. Only English is really supposed to be spoken in class. The whole point is for them to immerse themselves in the English language. I will say though, it can come in handy because I know there's times where students are talking smack in Thai. And it's like, I know you're saying something you're not supposed to be saying right now, but I can't prove it because I don't know what you're saying, but I know you're saying it. So it could help in that regard. But generally, you're not supposed to be communicating with them in Thai, as it's supposed to be a more English immersive program. So no, it's not necessary to know Thai. All right, next category, job logistics and hiring. So one question that I get asked a lot is if it's better to get hired via an agency or directly through a school. Personally, I've only ever worked through agencies. This is my 2nd semester teaching here in Thailand. My first semester, I worked through an agency, and now I'm working through a new agency. So I can't tell you from experience if it's better one way or the other. Honestly though, I think it's pretty similar in the sense that the school or the agency is going to help you with your visa, your work permit. A lot of them will even help you find housing. You'll have a coordinator from your agency that'll usually be in the office with you, or that is just easily accessible, but everything has to be spoken through your agency, and that can be a little bit annoying if you're trying to get like a direct answer on something. You kind of have to wait for it to go through somebody, and maybe even through somebody else, before you can actually reach the person that you're trying to get to. So that could be a little bit frustrating. Other than that, I can't say one way or the other if one's better or not, because I've only ever worked through agencies. So do with that what you will. Another one I get asked a lot is, do you need to create lesson plans? It's going to depend on the school or agency that you're working for. So the first agency I worked with, lesson plans were already done for you. So obviously that's great as far as work-life balance is concerned. Once you're done for the day, you're done for the day. You don't have to think about what you're going to teach next or what material you're going to present to your students or anything like that. And you're just reading the slides. So that's awesome. However, if you want more creative freedom like I did, you might find that you would prefer to do lesson planning yourself, which is what I'm doing now. When you're looking through job postings, or maybe even if you land an interview, that could be a question that you could ask. Another question is, what's the salary like? I will say that international school teachers get paid a lot more than private government school teachers. The reason why they get paid more is because those are the ones that come here that already have teaching experience. So going back earlier to the question of, do I need teaching experience? No, you don't, but if you do, you can make way more money. For government public school teachers, the salary can range anywhere from 30,000 to 50,000 Thai baht a month. Because the cost of living is less here, it's definitely manageable. The livable question is like, well, that depends. How do you want to live? Now, if you do have teaching experience and you want to teach at an international school, you could honestly make bank here. Anywhere from like 80,000 to 200,000 Thai baht a month. It can become pretty lucrative actually, or the more experience you have. So there's definitely opportunities out here for you to make a lot of money teaching. It's just all going to depend. All right, so this last category, we'll call it school culture and environment. So another question that I get asked commonly is about dress code. So I will say Thailand is very traditional in the sense that women are expected to dress very modestly, nothing above the knee as far as bottoms are concerned. Pants are not allowed. Women do need to either wear a dress or a skirt that has to be at or below the knee. And yeah, shoulders need to be covered. So no sleeveless dresses, strapless, thin straps, nothing exposing your bra strap, no cleavage. None of that. It needs to be very professional, very modest. For men, you're expected to dress in a more traditional, professional manner. So slacks with a belt, collared shirt, tie, dress shoes. Tattoos are a no-no, so I make sure that I cover mine. Also, facial piercings, they do not allow. Although I do wear my nose piercing, I haven't had any complaints from either school I've worked at about that. It's so tiny that they haven't said anything to me about it. Ooh, also another question I get asked is about the school calendar year. So the school calendar year is not like traditionally in the United States where the school year runs from like August, September to May, June. Here it is May to March. Your first semester is typically going to be from May to October. You usually get most or all of the month of October off, and then you resume the second semester in November, ending in March. So that means summer break is actually going to be March and April, and you return back to school in May. Now that's going to be if you're teaching at a public government school, which most people probably are if you don't have a degree in education or any teaching experience. Now if you do have teaching experience and you are teaching at an international school, it aligns a lot more to the US, UK. If that's something that you're used to, then you won't have much adjusting to do when you come to Thailand. So the question that I get asked is, do teachers get paid during the school break? So during that 2 months off, do you get paid? And honestly, that's going to depend on your contract. You'll usually get offered a contract ending bonus. So once the school year ends, your contract ends, and that's something that you renew every year or every semester, should you decide that you want to continue. Typically, they'll offer a bonus for completing your contract, but it's usually, at least in my case, it wasn't equal to what I would get in a month's worth of pay. So during those months, it's really important that you find something else supplemental to do. So that's definitely a question that I would ask during your interview. You can either teach online or just find other avenues to make money during that time, or just make sure throughout the school year that you are putting a bit of savings away. So during that 2 months, you're not just high and dry. So how is teaching in Thailand different than in Western school? That's a question that I get asked a lot. So I don't have teaching experience from the United States, but I would say a major difference between teachers here in Thailand and teachers back in the States is the respect. 100% the respect. So there's actually a teacher appreciation day here in Thailand that we actually just had this past Friday. It was an amazing ceremony. I'll put some clips up on the screen. Basically, the students, they give offerings to the teachers, and they give you it's like a garland of flowers. They basically just bow to you and they give you that offering. I didn't really know what to expect or what to do, so I just graciously accepted it. All of us, all the teachers, we all sit in a line. It was so beautiful. I was fighting back tears because it was just so beautiful. The school band, they played traditional Thai music, and there's a prayer that's done, so we all participated in the prayer. I don't know what was said, but I'm sure it was something very beautiful, very touching. But yeah, beautiful ceremony. They're singing, There's performances. It's just a really nice ceremony, but it's just a way to thank teachers out here. All right, I hope that cleared up some of the questions that you had about teaching. Again, if there's anything that I didn't get to or any question that you didn't have answered, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will happily get back to you. And if you're someone who's not just curious, but actually thinking about making the move here to Thailand, I created an ebook called From Broke to Bangkok, the ultimate roadmap to rebuilding your life in Thailand. It goes deeper into how I made this transition, not just teaching, but figuring out visas, money, jobs, and ultimately rebuilding from scratch. So if that's something that you're interested in, I'll have that linked in the pinned comment and the description below. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!